Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way for the Manchester United versus Chelsea Premier League preview. Manchester United face Chelsea at Old Trafford on the 6th of December. I was going to say November there, a 8:15 at Old Trafford. A must win, a bounce back needed, the whole shebang. Before we get stuck in, please like the video, comment your predictions and expectations for the game against Chelsea, and hit that big red subscribe button and follow all our social links in the description. Now, just as always, if my internet doesn't go against me this time, fingers crossed, there will be a live watch along here on the United Way with myself at 7:45. So join me from 7:45 p.m. here for the live watch along. So if you're not able to watch the match, we can watch the match together. So yeah, that'll be that. It's gonna be an interesting game coming up against Chelsea. It really, really is. I mean, we need a bounce back, don't we, after that? It's weird, but it was a horrible defeat. But, after that defeat to Newcastle, it was... Oh, God, if you play like that again, Chelsea are going to absolutely eat us. But again, just to remind everyone, here's the group. Here's the top 7. Chelsea are 10th. I'm not even slagging Chelsea when I say this, but it didn't go down far enough to show. So we're 7th place, and a win if Newcastle lose will put us back 6th. And yeah, if a loss could probably get us even. If we lose, and I think it's Brighton who are under us, if they win, then they can go above us. But if we win and Newcastle and Tottenham lose, we can go joint 5th place, 2 points behind Villa, who play Man City too. But yeah, that top 4 kind of finish. Again, it's 14 games in, but, here into December now, before we know it'll be January. So, that top 4 finish just looks a whole lot tougher. But again, let's start off by talking about the team we love and the team that puts them. They're all different emotions. It is Manchester United. Here is Manchester United's form. Our previous 5 games in all competitions. So yeah, we lost against Copenhagen 4-3 in the Champions League. We beat Luton Town 1-0 in the Premier League. Just to remind everyone, the last time we played at Old Trafford was against Luton. That was the 11th of November. So yeah, that's what, nearly a month. A long time. We beat Everton 3-0 in the Premier League at Goodison Park. Brilliant win. We drew 3-3 against Galatasaray in the Champions League. Not so good. We lost against Newcastle on the weekend in the Premier League at St James's Park by a goal to nil. Newcastle should have had more than a goal. If I was new, yeah, but listen, Manchester United played very, very poor in that game, and we deserved what we got, and it was a loss. We should be counting our blessings that it wasn't by more than a goal. But yeah, our previous 5, look at our previous 5, and we've only won 2 of our last 5, and that was against Luton and Everton. So 2 losses, a draw, and 2 wins. It's not great. We should be beating Copenhagen. We should be beating Luton Town, and we did. We should be beating Everton, and we did. We should be beating Galatasaray, and we nearly did, but Manchester United slipped it up. And Newcastle, I mean, all right, fair enough. St James's Park, you never expect a lot. So yeah, I mean, we've only won 2 out of our last 5. Again, you look at Manchester United's form in the Premier League. It's probably better, but it's not when you look at it and say, oh yeah, that'll give me a lot more confidence, because Manchester United just don't give me confidence anymore. But let us know what you think of Manchester United's previous 5. I look at that and think it's not great. I mean, it really, really isn't. It's not the best. But let's move into the preview, and let's start off saying vulnerable United. Now, Manchester United have been vulnerable since the start of the season, we could almost say, but you're seeing a lot more cracks. We're seeing a lot more everything. Manchester United at the moment are just so vulnerable. We're vulnerable all over the place. We're vulnerable up top. The midfield is so open. The defence, the defence has had its moments, but we're vulnerable. We are very vulnerable. So I think the only thing that's actually not vulnerable is the defence. Midfield, too open. Up top, it's or just seem to be very, very vulnerable. Disaster class. And the Blues, who are Chelsea, can hurt this vulnerable, fragile, weak, low on confidence in Man United. Honestly, they really, really can. So we're vulnerable. Some would say, well, I wouldn't even say what I'm going to say because it might make myself look like a fool. But you look at it and you think, like, I know I keep coming back to last season, but look at last season. We were doing very well. We could go into games against Chelsea and think, I fancy us to get a result. And we do. I mean, we played Chelsea twice last season, obviously. We drew 1-1 against them at Stamford Bridge. Casemiro late equaliser, and then we beat them 4-1 at the end of last season. Goals from Casemiro, Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, and Anthony Martial. Brilliant. Chelsea were vulnerable, very, very poor then. Probably just the way we are. So Manchester United are very vulnerable all over the place. I know I mightn't look it, but trust me, if you watch Manchester United nearly every week, like I do, and like every other Manchester United fan does, obviously, around the world, we're vulnerable, we're fragile, we're a disaster. We're a disaster. And I know we lost against City 3-0, but another hammering, if we keep playing the way we are, is waiting for us. It's more than 3 or 4 goals. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we have another 5-6-0 loss this season. I really, really wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't. We could go on a great form. 5 games unbeaten, winning 5 games, and 5 games, 1 or 5, and we could lose 5, 6, 7-0. I never thought I'd say that. So Manchester United are very vulnerable at the moment. Midfield, goalkeeper, up top, the defence. I wouldn't be 100% confident on the defence, but it done reasonably sound against Newcastle. But besides that, yeah, it is vulnerable. And again, I spoke about the midfield, and it's a midfield mess. So the reason why I say it's a midfield mess is because what midfield do we go with? We're seeing one week we're seeing Kobe Mainoo and Scott McTominay. 1 week you're seeing Scott McTominay and Amrabat. We're only short of seeing Amrabat and Mainoo. Obviously Casemiro's out injured, Mount is out injured, Eriksen's out injured. It's not ideal. Again, I know look at them 3 players, them 3 midfielders who are out injured, and Eriksen, Mount, and Casemiro, and think, well, they weren't really doing great before the injury, so it was just nice to have them. It was nice to have them there, and it was nice to have an option. Like, it'd be great to have Casemiro, Kobe Mainoo, and Bruno Fernandes in that midfield tomorrow, or even Amrabat, or who else is there? Yeah, Amrabat. It would be really, really great. But at the moment, Manchester United are just so open. I mean, we look at Scott McTominay. He lives on goals, and he goes missing. He goes missing. And I look at McTominay, and it's ever since that, when he came on against Brentford, it's kind of like Ten Hag looks at it and say, well, he scores goals for me. He saves me. I'm going to play him. You don't play players. You don't play players who score a goal and disappear. You don't. You just don't. So it is vulnerable. And let us know, what would you do with Scott McTominay? What would you do with Amrabat? What would you do with Mainoo? What midfield would you be looking at and thinking, right, that's a strong midfield that we can get a good shooting out of? Let us know in the comments below. Personally, I'll be looking at McTominay and just dropping him, because you look at him against Newcastle, and I don't think he had 13, 14 touches. He was so poor. He's got same against Galatasaray, but he got a goal. So yeah, literally, if McTominay didn't score goals, I don't know what the hell. That's all. He's not even good for that. I don't know what he's good for. I really, really don't. But yeah, again, back to this. I never thought I'd be talking about this, but dressing room leaks. Obviously, there's a few journalists and all who weren't allowed to attend Ten Hag's press conference due to coming out about the dressing room leaks and this and that, about Ten Hag losing the dressing room and the players, and and half of the players back him, half of the players don't like what he's doing. I look at it and I take it with a pinch of salt. Yeah, we publish it, but you look at it and then you take it with a pinch of salt. The reason why you take it with a pinch of salt is because you look at these. You look at your, who was he? Samuel, of course. I think, I look at these and I look at them. I'm not getting wrong. I'd love to have whoever they are on the channel, but you look at it and you think, what? Like supposedly it was two players who basically told whoever about the dressing room. Who are them two players? Could it have been Sancho? Could it have been Ronaldo? But they're gone. So who is it? I look at it. Who's at the club at the moment? Varane? It could have been Varane. And it could have been, I don't know, who else is there on there? You look at Varane, it could be Martial. I don't want to be finger pointing, but is it true? You just don't know. Like, you're looking at Ten Hag's press conference and he's sending the players back him, and then you're getting journalists saying, some players don't back him. I don't know what's going on. I really, really don't, and I hope it's not this like we've seen with Van Gaal, Mourinho, even Rangnick when he came in, Solskjaer. I don't want us to see that. Ten Hag has to come in and he has to lay down the law. We wanted a manager to come in. He could come in, lay down the law, and take no crap. We get a manager who does that, and now people are turning on Ten Hag. I still back Ten Hag, by the way. I really, really do. I question some of his decisions, and he really makes me angry at times at him. But you look at it and think, come on. We wanted a manager to come in, lay down the law, and make big decisions. Because he's doing that. People are like, oh yeah, but what do you want? Do you want a goody two shoes, or do you want something to come in, lay down the law? That's what I want to know. But again, we move on to talk about Ten Hag. Ten Hag pressure. Is the pressure starting to mount on Eric Ten Hag once again? I mean, look at the Christmas fixtures now. We failed to beat let me look. Right, Newcastle, first game of the Christmas period, lost. Chelsea, we'll find out what happens. Bournemouth on Saturday, I'd like to say we should win, but you never know. That's a banana skin of a game, very slippery slope. Then you have Bayern, then you have Liverpool, then you have West Ham. That's up until Christmas, and then after that, I don't know who we have after that. I know we have Aston Villa on Stevens Day, or in England, some say Boxing Day. We have them on the 26th. That's a tough game. If Ten Hag loses majority of them games, is he still here come Christmas time or come January? They're tough fixtures, and I look at them. I look at the Chelsea game, we'll probably lose. I look at the Bournemouth game, we'll probably win, I hope. I look at the Bayern game, not expecting much. I look at the Liverpool game, I'm probably going to predict another loss, and I don't predict losses on the channel. It's biased. You look at Aston Villa. I'm not sure if that's home or away. If it's away, we lose. If it's at home, we probably still lose. You never know. And then whoever we have after that, I think it's Nottingham Forest. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. But whoever it is, we should win. So I'm probably predicting 2 wins out of fixtures. And that's Bournemouth and whoever we have after Villa. That's it. That's it. Bayern, yeah, it could be totally different, but there are fixtures that if you lose, he can get you sacked. But I don't think it's the right decision, because it's the same cycle over and over and over and over again. Bring in a manager, players play well for one season. After that, things go pear-shaped. It's literally what we're seeing. We've seen it with the recent managers post Sir Alex Ferguson, and we're seeing it again. And we'll probably keep seeing it as long as the Glazers are hurt and as long as there's certain players who are, being arseholes in the dressing room. Maybe you have to get rid of them. I don't know. But it's something I look at, and if Ten Hag does a miracle and wins half of them games, he gets good results out of the games and during Christmas, this is the Christmas period, so from now and the New Year, brilliant. If he can get results out of them games, happy days. If he loses them, well then it's hard to know which way it'll go from. It really, really will. But let us know what you think of Ten Hag. Will the pressure be on him if we lose our upcoming games up until the new year? I know we have tough games after, but it's December, Christmas time. Let us know. What Manchester United need is a big response. Am I expecting it? No, I don't expect us to play shit against Newcastle and then obviously turn it around. It's not like last season where we lost and then we could bounce back. We haven't done that. A big response is needed to maybe shut up a few of the critics. I'd love us to win. I hope we win. I don't expect us to win. I've watched people's predictions and they're like, oh, Manchester United, maybe you'll get the win, or maybe it'll be a draw. I look at that and think, if we get a draw, that'll probably be a good result. That's what I'll take a draw. I don't want to take a draw. As much as we should always be going out expecting a win. No more than that. A draw and a loss shouldn't be even thought of, but it is, unfortunately. So a big win is needed. Will we get it? I don't know. A big response. The players just need to respond and get the win. And it can't be a VAR scrappy decision or whatever. I want to see a convincing, not convinced. I just want to see a good performance and a good win. Now, how can Man United beat Chelsea again? It's a question from me to you, to me, and I'll answer. And I want you to let me know in the comments. How Manchester United can beat Chelsea is be tight in defence, be tight in the midfield, and our strikers have to track back. Our wingers have to track back. And we have to be consistent and take our chances and stop throwing the long ball stuff. Not needed. I can sit here and say, just go out and play well, do this, do that, but Manchester United just don't do anything stupid. Ten Hag has to pick the right team. If I look at the team tomorrow and I see McTominay play and Rashford's play, who else is around there? Martial, I'll be livid. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I wouldn't be surprised if Rashford and McTominay starts. Wouldn't be surprised if come on, Ten Hag. If Ten Hag loses tomorrow, God knows what could happen on Thursday morning. But I don't plan on that. I don't plan on looking that forward because I don't think anything will happen. Whatever happens against Chelsea, I don't think it'll affect Ten Hag. And losing his job, boys, should be more pressure. But yeah, Man United can beat Chelsea is we have to be tight all over the pitch. That midfield has to work together. Our wingers have to track back. I don't care. You have to track back and stop being lazy, Marcus Rashford. And yeah, take our chances. Stop doing stupid balls over the top. I don't want it. And get stuck in. Want to win. So yeah. Now, let's move on and talk about Chelsea. Here are the team we are facing. Again, we'll jump into both team stats in a minute. So, here is Chelsea's previous 5. They're starting to string a few these good results in. So, they beat Blackburn 2-0 in the Carabao Cup, I presume. They beat Tottenham 4-1 in the Premier League, which you look at that game and it took Chelsea up until the 80th, 85th minute to put the ball in the back of the net against a 9-man high-line Tottenham. So, yeah. They drew 4-4 against Man City. Brilliant game, that. And then they lost against Newcastle 4-1. So, typical Chelsea. They think they're getting there and then they fall again. But then they picked themselves back up just against Brighton on the weekend in the Premier League. 3-2. Conor Gallagher got sent off, so he will miss the game against Manchester United. So the previous 5, so looking at that, they have 1, 2, 3 wins and a draw and a loss. So yeah, it's not bad. It's probably better than ours, some would say. Tottenham, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, they're tough. Obviously, Newcastle gave them a bit of a slap, but besides that, they're not bad. They are not bad. Now, Chelsea top goal scorer is Nicholas Jackson with 7 goals. He is the top goal scorer. Let me just. So he's definitely one to look out for, no doubt about it. I mean, you look at him and he's either danger man. And a player who is suspended, who was their top assist, is Conor Gallagher. But besides that, if you take Gallagher out, it's Malo Gusto with 2 assists. So, you could say he's kind of the light in the Chelsea midfield. Again, they have Enzo Fernandez. But I look at the Chelsea danger man, and I think it's Raheem Sterling. I really, really do. I know it, but whenever Raheem Sterling there, does Jackson get his goals? They have Enzo Fernandez, they have McCallum Mudryk, but Sterling for me is the danger man. Doesn't score against Manchester United a lot, but wouldn't probably bag a goal against us tomorrow, unfortunately. Again, who's your Chelsea danger man? Who's Manchester United's danger man as well? Manchester United danger man, probably Bruno or Garnacho. Will Chelsea fancy their chances? Yeah, I mean, I know this is a question we ask every stream, but if I was a Chelsea fan, I'll be coming to this game expecting them to win. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'll be fancying my chances, no doubt about that. You look at our form, we don't do great against top teams, and Chelsea's unfortunately a top team. So, yeah, how can Chelsea beat Manchester United? Question from me to you, to me. Get in our faces, put us under pressure early on. Get in Manchester United's faces, and snatch an early goal. Boom. And play quick. Simple as. It's not much. It really, really isn't. It's not much. If you can run at us with pace and get into our faces, we'll crumble. No doubt about that. So here's my predicted 11. Again, some of it I'll probably try and speak into existence. So here's my predicted 11 again. Let us know your predictions in the comments below. Predicted 11, score prediction, all that good stuff. So I'm going Onana in nets. I think a back 4 of Serge Reguilon, a centre-back partnership of Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire, and I think it'll be Aaron Wan-Bissaka right back. Midfield trio of Kobe Mainoo, Sofiane Amrabat, and Bruno Fernandes. I just think it'd be nice to see Mainoo and Amrabat. You know, I know people aren't impressed with Amrabat at the moment, but he hasn't got a lot of chances. He hasn't kind of got time to gel himself into the squad. So, yeah, I would like to see that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Mainoo, McTominay, or Amrabat, McTominay. I really, really wouldn't. But I would go with that. I think that midfield has a bit of energy about it, and it'll track back and get stuck in. I think it'll be Garnacho on the left. I don't, especially after that goal against Everton. You know, I don't think he can do no wrong at the moment, which is good. I want to see him start. Didn't have the greatest game against Newcastle, mind you, but besides that, fair enough. Again, it might be Rashford on the left, and he might drop Garnacho. You just don't know it, Eric Ten Hag at the moment. Then I think it'll be Anthony on the right. I know One Trick Pony, his form's a bit, but he's probably doing a bit more than Rashford at the moment. So yeah, and then I think he has to start Rasmus Højlund up top. It was a ridiculous decision dropping him against Newcastle. Ridiculous decision. So that's the team I would go for. Again, is it enough to get a result? If we get stuck in, yeah. There's a few players there who will maybe get stuck in, no doubt about that. So score prediction again, like I said, it's not going to be the most confident. I don't predict losses on the channel a lot. I really, really don't. Predicting losses is just not my thing. Before we get stuck into that, I want to go through a few stats. I'm just going to go through a few stats. I should have went through the stats before. So Manchester United's average goals scored per match was 1.14. Average goals conceded per match was 1.21. We've kept 5 clean sheets so far in the Premier League. Chances created per match was 1.64. Manchester United are 7th in the league with 24 points. Now we move on to Chelsea. Average goals scored per match 1.79. Average goals conceded per match was 1.57. They've kept 3 clean sheets so far in the Premier League. Chances created per match is 2.07, and they're 10th in the league with 19 points. So yeah, that is the stats. Like I said, we predicted 11 just to go through it again. Onana in the back 4, Reguilon, Luke Shaw left back alongside Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka right back, a midfield trio of Kobe Mainoo, Sofiane Amrabat, and Bruno Fernandes. Garnacho on the right, Anthony on the Garnacho on the left, Anthony on the right, and Rasmus Højlund up top. Score prediction, unfortunately, is a 2-1 win to Chelsea. I think Rasmus Højlund will get his first goal for us. I think we'll score first, funny enough. And then I think Raheem Sterling will score not long after, and then Nicholas Jackson will score again. Probably like 20 minutes to spare, something ridiculous like that. Again, it's probably one of the most drawn fixtures in the Premier League, Manchester United and Chelsea, so who knows, could get a draw of it. But again, like I said at the start of the preview, there will be a live watch along here, and do know the YouTube channel at 7:45 p.m, so join me for that. Keep notifications on, all that good stuff. But again, that's been the Manchester United versus Chelsea preview. Let us know your predictions in the comments, all that good stuff. Like I said, follow our socials, links in the description. Hopefully Manchester United can bring in the Christmas spirit like we are. But yeah, I hate predicting losses, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Come on, United. We need to win. Come on.